Yo, what it is, man? Yeah, Gallus, me Bane here. So look, man, we're gonna talk a little today, because like I said, we're doing a little bit of reverse work. You see, there's sort of compromises to being a publicly traded company. I was kind of just in the lure of the back, really, at Sammy Holdings, Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox. I'm amazed you guys are so fucking petty. Some of you are 18 years old now, and you still think you're just stealing from our family every fucking day. I got shot at H&R Block. That was a disaster. I should never, ever have to walk in there. I have to get a place to go and get our checks from the stock trading and investments that we did, you see? Because investing in GameSpot was a risk. It was a big one, but as a contingent and as a collective, as a family, you guys didn't have a story of what you wanted to do with evolution, you see?
Get the gate down.
What's up? You gonna put the gate? Oh, I'm moving, man. Come on, man. So I'm gonna show you how the fuck we living, all right? Give me a second. That's not mine. Nope, that's not mine. So, I'm gonna talk about this, all right? So look, too many of y'all lying, that's what it is. And you built it structurally into your regimen. You pay for memetics. There's too few of us that are at this level, right? You make whole towns about memetics. Everyone has a scam. Everyone has something they say. I'm going to show you how metadata affects people biotech, right? There's benefits to biotech, and there's very, very bad downsides. That's why, I'm listening to Fox more these days, because Republicans go, wow, does anybody in New York really understand legal work for the United States of America? This country is a very, very powerful nation. I don't rule you all. I'm not in all your households. But I know that when we work together, good things happen, right? Especially when we have positive outcomes and positive beatitudes, things we want that we feel are beneficial, right? The racial narrative is ugly, you can find anybody. I have kids in my, men in my neighborhood, in my community rather. They're rappers, hip hop artists. These are some of the most vile thugs in history, They're politicians right here in New York. They come from herald every corner of the world. They're all mafia hoods. They're not really U.S. citizens. They don't really work in this market, right? Even our presidents, they fake in their names. They don't have a real name. They're not really who they've been their whole life. And as part of that contingent, their fucking story changes every year, you see? So these guys fucked up vicious, and you guys faked a lot of market caps. I hate Apple Inc. I hate that Apple computer company. I can't fucking stand it. You guys are so fucking petty and demanding all the fucking time, but I don't get a dollar from you guys. In fact, I survived several attempted murders from your customers and your employees. So this shit just gets me so fucking mad, right? But you guys are gonna grow the fuck up and learn how to live. You didn't pay for nothing, all right? You didn't pay for nothing. So that's the lesson today. So when you find yourselves ogling your technology, you guys can realize you need to grow the fuck up, because security work is a big deal, not just for yourselves, but for us and you as a collective. So don't walk around looking stupid about who you are, what you're doing. You own up to real things. Take responsibility, all right? You guys can afford $700 phones. When you see me on a train, you ain't got $2 fucking. So learn that lesson correct. That's your own egos you're dealing with, not mine. All right? I had to survive this shit. Right? Some of y'all millennials, you weren't even around during 9/11. They tried to kill me during 9/11, right? And you still don't know what you're fighting for. You're waiting for some Messiah to save you. You're waiting for some other market cap. Don't fucking try. You're so deep into corruption, you can't look at me in the fucking face and say it. That's a bad, bad disease, right? It's a lack of congruency. So no amount of milling in your egos or some type of fantasy escape reality is going to save you, right? So we took big risks, not just for America, but for the rest of the world. I found that families in Asia and Central Asia, many of them were really, really struggling. You guys were outright poisoning smaller communities that couldn't get access to medical work. And then you guys were sending these so-called missionaries with diplomas. These doctors basically poison people. And you're right, they did do a lot of fucked up shit. So I'm going to talk about sarin gas. My family's a bunch of very, very fucked up veterans. They put down hard money on illegal security work, illegal funding for technology that was broken. They're trying to protect old patents, things like the fuel trade, processed medicine, a lot of insolvent legal work, high levels of criminality, and they're just hoping that, us on the street level, kids that like hip hop or skateboarding or whatever you guys are into, rock music, the alternative art culture, that we'll just keep being distracted by this shit, and you'll admire my ego until they can finally fucking kill me. You see how that works? And they tried several times. I survived vicious felony assaults and attempted murders. And as a city, everyone just walked around New York and let's act like we don't know what we're doing. So those of you walking in Kew Garden Hills Village Mall, I hope you have a real fucking job there. I swear. When this shit is over, some of you are going to prison. There's not a single lease or mortgage that you guys sign in that building that's valid, right? And you're fucking mocking me when you see me. So get a fucking job you respect, for real. Don't ever claim I gave you my respect. You guys are disgusting human beings. You made a cult out of your insolvency, and then you tried to diss me in my fucking face. You know who the fuck you are, right? It ain't nothing nice with y'all. Get a story you respect. It's disgusting at this point. I have family members missing because of this shit, and you're peddling your self-importance, right? So grow the fuck up. The point I'm gonna make is I'm gonna make this video short, okay? What this part of our history is about. When we had Cogentiva last year, 10 years ago, that was a catastrophic fucking scam. This whole Cogentiva narrative, right? There's no such thing. It's a word that you're giving to people of the scientific community that use biotech and information technology to solve problems. That's it. Your networks are dead. I went to Georgia to finish my college diploma because it is actually a real thing to be a real human being and to participate in society and to say things as they happen. Your biggest bet as a collective was to basically import a bunch of fucking German nomads, felony convicts practically living on boats at this point, to try to rebuild the East Coast economy around your fucking racial narrative. So no, my grandmother is not a fucking monarch or queen of England. Fucking Bebe or Giselle Noisy, whatever her name is. You can see pictures of her. I'll show you. This woman is sick. I don't even think she's my genetic relative. That's the thing is, my mother and my grandmother, at least what they claim, Dominique Noisy, Giselle Noisy, all these people, they never had a real birth certificate. They don't have any proof of genealogy. So as far as we're concerned, they fucking felons. I just had to look after them until we fucking done with them, motherfuckers. So get a story you like, all right? They killed a lot of people. They raised money for wars. They fought wars. They were practically behind machine guns on planes, and they got a fucking story what they were fighting for. You see, so that's very important when you guys are enlisted into combat or you do security work, even if you have a job for a corporation. Make sure you know who presides there. Make sure you know what the narrative is. Make sure there's no human trafficking, torture, slavery, illegal wars, all this shit. Because you still are trying this shit every fucking day, man. I'm just telling you, at a person-to-person level, you guys are going to struggle. It's going to be difficult to do it at an international level to fund wars. So whoever you are, wherever you're working, get a real fucking story, all right? I'm going to talk a little bit about law of attraction. I'm going to talk about the NASDAQ. I'm going to keep this video short, all right? The NYSE basically bankrupted the New York Stock Exchange. They asked us to buy the whole damn thing. It's every corporation on the New York Stock Exchange that has to have its employees working and providing real services. We need to see those people somewhere in the city claiming they have a real job. So when you walk around with your fucking phones and your cute ass outfits, make sure you know who the fuck we are, right? And don't look too cute, don't look too shy, because you guys are disgusting with your level of inhibition and insecurity and insolvency. You're funding terrorists as these fucking really, prostitute geishas, these women that only really over-sexualize themselves, they don't have a story, to try to buy their way into the record industry and claim you working with us. You're even trying to claim you work at animation firms that I built. I rebuilt those companies. No. You're not using things like gay rights as your insolvency about your sex drive. Resolve your gender polarity. Tell people what you're really fucking doing with every part of your body, all right? That way when we see you coming, we know what's real about you, all right? We're not accepting this fucking rape culture for your imaginations. Grow the fuck up. And don't go around raising money from your fans just so you can look expensive. Your talents are not, you're not that talented. I'm a fucking juggernaut in 5 industries, all right? So you got to figure out what work you're really doing, for real. So don't sponsor this fake pseudo-celebrity culture, right? Make sure people around you tell the truth. Stop hearing people say the same fucking shit every day, the same 3 sentences, same 3 lines. Make sure that you're cultivating complexities in your reality and you're solving problems. Remain learned, remain valid, you heard? So what I'm gonna tell you is, I'm gonna wrap it up. For law of attraction work, you gotta have 2 points, starting point and the ending point. For you to change your vibration, you have to accept what you truly are, you see? So don't lie about where you are. Don't accept limitation either. To get where you want to be, you have to know what your destination actually is. It could be anything in life you want to resolve. It doesn't have to be a place. It could be a set of outcomes. It could be a set of environmental factors, a set of relationships. But it's about a feeling and a set of experiences, right? So you got to know what that is, and you got to be willing to accept it. So honor the real you right now. Right? Reflect on your guys, your lies, your deception. Reflect on your best virtues, what you love about yourself, what you're proud of. Accept all those things, not in a confused, hysterical, insecure state, but really be real with yourself, physically and emotionally and psychologically fit and valid. And accept the outcomes you want. What do you want out of life? You want better relationships, maybe better home, better business, better job, better friends. You want to travel, you want to do more things, right? Maybe these things seem transient, but when you get everything in life right, you can really buy, or at least experience, you don't have to pay for them, but you can find safe ways to experience healthy outcomes, you see? The key to money is that it's impersonal. Anyone can get it, anyone can use it. What you spend on it is up to you, but just make sure that the relationships in your life and around you are valid. So if you spend lots of money, you don't like what you see, and then that means that they're just selling you a lie. If you don't have much money but you like what you see, and that means you're moving in the right circles. It's just you're not paying for things. They're just around you, and you can get to them without having to spend dollars, right? Sometimes it's both. Love is free. Something like a nice home or even the bricks to build a mansion, you usually got to pay for those. Or you can get a kill and just make them, right? But don't accept insolvency. That's a lesson, all right? So honor what you are. That's point A. Tell the truth about yourself, both good and bad, what you want to change, what you want to do better, and honor the outcomes you want. Point B, don't accept limitation or think you can't do something. Just know that there are different rules and different methods to get there. Maybe you just don't know right now, but you can try. You can start on the first day, all right? But someone living their whole life for 30 years as a fucking lie, I mean, you're ridden with disease. Don't accept that you're sick and that you don't even like what's happening around you. Now, I had a family member that basically admitted she'd rather poison all her own fucking kids and die as a mental health patient and even sue herself and get paid to lie and use memetics and drugs to keep herself alive and take her war secrets to death with her. And men like this too, they never be anywhere telling the truth. So the fact that you guys bought into this hyper-military culture and you don't even know what the fuck you were fighting for, that's a sad disease there. So like I said, when I was 15, I opened the sutras and I committed to intelligence, right? I know you're thinking I'm badgering you guys, you're vicious now, but look at this pathetic situation with COVID. 1 million of you would rather leave the city, really 500,000 of you, I think, than ever actually look into a camera and say your real names and tell real stories. So y'all disgusting. You're trying to buy into this NASDAQ cult and claiming that your foreign markets are worth a lot. Well, you can't use large bank accounts, even in this country, to sabotage other communities. You see, that's why New York State's gonna get at you motherfuckers. I can't even find enough New Yorkers that are really born in the city that'll say their real name and say they kept their conscience clean. It's disgusting. That's what happened to the radio culture. You guys turned yourselves into transsexuals because you were in wars, faking your fucking job. You didn't know what the fuck you were doing. You rather completely change your genetics and just walk around faking marriages and fucking lying all the time, even trafficking other people's organs and like adopting other people's kids who you raped and tried to kill, then never get a real fucking story of what y'all doing. So that's a disease of the mind and disease of the body. We talk about wars of the mind and wars of the body. You have to get those out. Connect causally to your natural self. Connect causally to natural outcomes. You see, everything in nature provides for us. You don't have to mutilate yourself or accept mutation for yourself or others to get those things. You see, so the law of attraction employs natural methods, but there are rules. You got to play a part of it, and you have to honor the atomic structure of reality. You can't distort or just abuse things too bad. There are natural ways to live and to rhythmically experience life. All right. So grow the fuck up and make healthy choices. Y'all adults now. You guys can take a nursing class. You could learn on the internet about healthy behaviors. You could study anatomy. You can refine your dialectic and your vocabulary, and you could connect the right emotions and the right ideas and the right attitudes to real outcomes in life, all right? So y'all basically organ trafficking each other, pumping all types of disease and bullshit in your body, snorting cocaine and dying of poisons, right? And you got guns and you don't even know what the fuck you're shooting at, you see? So wars of the mind, wars of the body. That's what's going to defeat you. The law of attraction, understanding what you are now and where you want to be in legitimate terms and how to actually do it, that's how you actually ascertain your truest love, all right? And get mental illness and disease out of your body. Every time you crave nutrition, your body wants real solutions for what it's going to use as a building blocks to refine your truest self, your distinct self, all right? So as you do this, make sure that you connect healthy to healthy attitudes, CBD oil, herbs, fruits, and grain, lots of water, lots of hydration, the best vegetables, get the best, highest graded nutrients, and don't leave yourself behind. Don't lie or abuse yourself or others, right? There's a happy version of life for you. Once you buy into criminality and you keep fucking lying every day, you never get to where you want to be because you place a restriction right inside of your own chakra, in your own id, your own conscience. You know that you're not really telling the truth about what you are, and so that self-milling deception keeps you sick, keeps you unable to resolve your resonance. You see, so you have to get out of that self-fulfilling trap. You got to start telling the real what you are and where you want to go. So that's the A to the B. And that between those 2 points is a line, that's a vector, that's the journey of what you're doing. So every day you have to mend rhythmically. You see, you can't make drastic changes, you got to do them gradually. That's what. So I'm in the Coliseum right now. Most of these businesses are stolen. I can't do much about it. If you guys want to honor legitimacy, then you're going to have to find a job you like. But the next wave, we're not going to be able to hire you guys. You're not really doing much. You got every fucking logo, every fucking brand, but no one's really getting paid for shit, you see? So when I got shot at H&R Block, I thought that was a nasty victory, but you're going to see a lot of your markets suffer critically for that. This entire nations were waging a bet that I'd move there and just become an emperor, a monarch, and never count money again. That's ridiculous. I don't know what to tell you, man. So it's MetaBank and US Bank on that ass, all right? We do an Intel, NVIDIA, AMD, ATI, the best tech companies, the best art companies, the best record labels, all the finer expressions in life and in love, all right? We all over those. As a biotech engineer and a designer. It's sad that I couldn't study more in college. There wasn't enough people there in that community that committed to real outcomes. So you guys are always just kind of stuck and stupid. Better to be someplace solving problems and seeing the world actually get better than living in an imaginary contrived reality about a never-ending fucking PR blog world. All right, grow the fuck up. We got to solve real problems. We got to make sure our families get better. So, like I said, that was the law of attraction. Last one I want to talk about was what was I saying? Law of attraction, how we're going to really change the world. We're going to mend rhythmic. We're going to accept what we are, and we're going to actually pursue real outcomes. We're not going to consider things impossible. Just know that there's different ways to get to outcomes you want, or at least an outcome that has the same energy and the same sense of value that you want, okay? So don't get lost in your fucking heads. Don't stop snorting cocaine and killing yourselves. You guys are fucking up. Honor the natural methods. That's why I was smoking piff the whole fucking time. The cure to disease is inside of marijuana. We just couldn't synthesize it correctly here in New York because research about CBD was illegal, which is disgusting. You guys are selling fake processed pills with fucking animal waste and decomposited animal body parts. You're trying to take that and extract molecules from it. That makes sense. So I have no real fucking friends. Most of you are convicted felons. You're just around me because you're doing parole work, and you got to report to me and report to your officers about how your civil security is going and how sobriety is going in your life in terms of the choices you're making. So if you don't refine your philosophy, friends, the temptations of money are going to abuse you and destroy you so fucking bad. That's why I don't have to be in a bank stealing from y'all. It really was about having a modest way to take care of your daily daily life without having to abuse money to the last dollar. So it's unfortunate that you guys were so overwhelmed with the temptations of thievery and fraud, but make sure wherever you are, you're making sense of the choices you make, all right? So unfortunately, man, the starving artist joke fucking cost y'all. It really did. It cost y'all real bad. So we had a lot of well-rounded values, and all you did was come around with violence. I had my hand slashed, face cut. I saw women dying trying to kill me over nothing. Y'all just stuck and stupid. I'm actually a very pleasant guy. I'm really easy to get along with. I'm very sound. I practice the best types of logic, but obviously when you're living in a world where people lie every day, they only train the same mimetic statements and they just keep shouting over and over. You can't even be around them for more than half an hour and hear anything new. It's always the same thing. That's what I'm saying, kids. If you're around adults, even your friends, and they never have anything new to say, that means that they're protecting that gear for their hurt, and they're stuck already. They're convicted felons, or they're murderers, or they're just waiting for you to fuck up so they can get at you, right? So, like I said, GameSpot is a domineering company. I'm an independent creative director. I can't really count money from your firms because you guys are not paying for shit. That's kind of what COVID is. They claim that I wasn't even alive, or that I was like a mutilated kid that was dead, or I'm in a wheelchair, I can't speak. You guys got fake medical records, fake medical insurance. When I email you guys, you act like you don't know who the fuck I am, all right? So my name is in my Gmail account. I'm one of the founders of Gmail. You get it now? All right, that's it. Google Voice also. So now you see yourselves, all right? So when I email you, don't act stupid or play irresponsible. You know what the fuck you're doing. That's both men and women alike. I don't want to hear about your egos empowering you to use machine guns, but when you see me walking down the street, you can't stop and say a real statement. Or you can't even get naked and have sex without date rape drugs. See, y'all disgusting. So grow the fuck up. You guys fucked yourselves up bad. And you put a lot of these pseudo intelligentsia and these celebrities into the cult to jump into the spear and mill their gear for their hurt until they either killed us or kill themselves. So you guys got fucked up. I saw a woman put a fucking grenade in my neck and try to kill me. I did not survive that day. But luckily I advanced and I did better, you see? So get a story you respect. Grow the fuck up, for real. You're not doing enough. So like I said, law of attraction. The only other one I was going to tell you guys about was, what was it? Oh, the NASDAQ. All right, so look. So these corporations are big. The products they sell are life-changing. You see how clean energy is around? Sustainability, ecology, right? You see how we haven't really not had a war in the last 30 years? You see how it's very difficult to get these generals to depose themselves and actually figure out what the fuck they're doing? But they're cowardice the last year. They can't even explain their narrative. You see how Trump basically ran up from a $2 billion fucking funding from what, the Klan? And you guys can't even say our names correctly? So this fucking fetish for your egos costs you guys. You should have been somewhere solving problems, right? As a contingent, you're not learned enough, you're not literate enough, you're not well read enough, you're not really solving problems. So you guys need to grow the fuck up. That was the problem there, all right? The term Nazi is national aeronautics, like Zit League, interplanetary, something like that. It's an aerospace agency that was made in Germany in the 19th century. They were trying to find paradise in space, or at least some type of planet where they could live, where their fucking organ trafficking, human trafficking agenda would flourish. So you guys are disgusting. Some of my family members, my older ones, especially my older relatives, they escaped this shit, but then they kept doing it, you see? So they fucked up bad. I never seen any of them making sense. I never saw nothing, all right? So look, I was around these people, you know, I'm shocked at how disgusting this community was. They tried to basically poison me and train me to live inside of this smaller cult. I couldn't believe this shit. And right here in Queens, you guys walk right past these people and didn't do shit. So it was a community of fucking defectors that all had vicious trafficking felonies and, you know, bribes they took for lies they sold, and y'all never had a job you like. So it's pretty pathetic. But stop getting on this fucking bandwagon for insolvency. I saw a couple celebrities try this shit. We're gonna cancel y'all motherfuckers. You're not trying to steal my signature while you drug me while I'm sleeping and claim that you're gonna fucking rule the netcode. Don't even try that shit. I swear to God, I will find you. And it's going to be difficult for you. Self-defense is a costly, but necessary skill, all right? So what the NASDAQ is about is these corporations are vying for the power of the globe. They want to protect their old patents or anything they think they can make money off of, but they also want to have a license to abuse and kill anyone they want, you see? So if you guys buy into that shit, then y'all fucked up. Some of y'all are dying because of this shit, because they didn't fuck with you either. You realize that you guys basically committed crimes against us. You're wanted felons. You either try to kill yourselves, kill us, or kill somebody. You ain't doing nothing. So many of you got deposed and fucking vanquished to a prison cell. We will not see you again. Or you're dead. That's a capital felony execution. You're done. So we don't need to fuck with y'all. We'll try to poison the whole planet and keep making wars. That's what this GMO scarcity shit is. A lot of you guys are not getting the right nutrients. So these seeds that you guys are selling are not cutting it. They sprout once, they don't produce seeds, and when that plant is dead, you gotta buy more. So that's a pretty sad trick. Nature doesn't allow for this, you see? Then you guys try to make any type of herbal research illegal about products that cure disease. I was in this cult called Your Health. They try to kill me in that shit. I have a couple friends that have wanted felons for stealing my identity to buy buildings and even pay themselves with tech money they stole. It's pretty sad, and they can't look at me in the face and say this. So that means their healing has not commenced. You see, they're not willing to accept the truth. They're not going to put it in perspective. So they're living a lie. So, you know, that's what I'm talking about, law of attraction. They'll never really get to where they want to go. They'll always have money, but they'll be sick or overwhelmed with grief, you see? So you have to leave the hurt behind. The feeling you want is a feeling of relief. that sense of gratitude and satisfaction that things are done right. Don't be grateful in an economy when people are taunting you and mocking you every day. Don't fucking try me, all right? I see what New York is. For a year, I haven't seen a damn thing for any of y'all. And you're always trying to sell some type of fucking hype scam, so grow the fuck up. It's much worse than I thought, you see? I'm missing billions of dollars. Just off the first check. You know, the work you did on the NASDAQ, I think it could be up to about a quadrillion. Bitcoin has soared in value. Unbelievable. So you're going to see why it's so costly to be an investor like this. But I was at GameSpot the whole time. I lost a relative. I lost several relatives for this. In fact, it's been 3 generations of us you guys try to kill. I survived surely with the sheer force of biotech. Like, I couldn't have done any other way. I can't even sleep around you guys. It's disgusting. So, like I said, you guys are still in Queens. You need to know this is what the fuck happened. And you guys are costly with your egos. You're not really honoring the facts. So remain valid. We're going to have to talk the truth and be reflective about this. I need to see that any of you even learn enough to get to the next level. Otherwise, I got to get the fuck away from this insolvency. So it's going to get costly now. You know, the thing with the NASDAQ is, as grades are handed, positive ones advance, negative ones go down. So you're going to see things, a lot of insolvency get destroyed, completely shattered. People are going to go to prison. It's going to be nasty. We'll make new prisons if we have to. You see? So you guys are disgusting for us, all right? So look, the NASDAQ is about the bid for power. Are the things you're selling going to save the world or hurt them? People make bets about what really makes sense and what doesn't. You guys are either faking companies or you know you ain't got a strategy, so you lie too much, all right? So we were at the top. It's always the natural methods. Always protect yourself. Safe limits, safe limits, safe limits. For the body, for the mind, for your family, for your community, for your tribe, your kingdom, your country, everywhere. From the edges of where your conscience begins to as far as you can see and experience. And now with the internet, that's very far. We can talk to a lot of people and see how they're doing, all right? So like I said, friends, I only want the love and the best outcomes. I don't really suffer you much. That's the reason why this proto group of monarchs admit that they're really suffering from disease and malnutrition in awkward parts of the world where they don't have access to the natural bounty of nature. But they need to keep developing nations sick and inhibited so that they can steal from them. So I see these people all the time. They're convicted felons. They like their conscience, but they admit they can't tell the truth about what they've done and where they're at. So the key, friends, if you're recovering from mental illness, reflect on what you've been going through and try to put in perspective what you would have done if you had the ability to make the right choices. That's an important lesson I just talked to you guys, right? You can't mill your hair forever. You can't be embarrassed about who you are, what you become. And don't dress nice and buy expensive shit to placate your fucking ego. That's what's costly about this economy. We put entertainers on TV just to distract America because too many of you are disgusting human beings. But there's a test to your conscience too. You better prove that you're earning money the right way. So like I said, Kanye's father was one of my mother's husband's kind of like relatives, and he bought his way into my household just to kind of punk me and look stupid. He claims he's counting money. So Kanye's a dick. Kim was sucking dick. Kim Kardashian was sucking dick, trying to get me to have a kid with her. She tried to mutilate me very bad. She paid a woman as a prostitute to drug me and then try to kill me after she had sex with me. She showed up afterwards. They were even texting and planning this shit. And then she was down south trying to fucking fake a sex tape so that her career with Ray J would look expensive on the West Coast. That scam was costly. I need to go the fuck up, right? And Def Jam is a fucking mess. Y'all never pay for shit. So go the fuck up, right? Definitive Jux. Fade to mine, fade to black, all right? I'm Brom Duckets. You ain't doing shit. So that's it, man. I was at Google, Microsoft before you even knew who the fuck what we were doing. You didn't put in a lick of work. Get these fucking PR divas off the TV. They ain't doing shit. All right, they just looking expensive and they're real fucking stupid too. I'm not gonna say nothing nice. You came at me with weapons, you're gonna see a different side of us, all right? So go the fuck up, get back to real work, commit to solvency, make sure you finish what you start, and tell the truth. Honor the natural methods, all right? That's it. Queens County, New York State, United States of America, all right? The date today is Saturday, March 13th, 2021, all right? CE. It's the now, I'm telling you, right? My name is Malik Rousseau Francois. I'll say that again. Malik Rousseau Francois. Real name my whole life. Never changed it for none of y'all, all right? I kept that square to my fucking pockets, all right? So we're gonna keep it true and real. Support American companies. Make sure you tell the truth. Central Asiatics prevail. More science prevail. Tribute to a Mexim. Tribute to all the ancestral nations, right? We're not changing a damn thing. We have the natural methods for millions of years and thousands of years. We reflected on it in text and tablet and tabernacle, all right? All these fucking pedophile priests and these pseudo thugs standing on these bully pulpits, these men are sick. They're paid to lie to you. In fact, they have doctorates in deception, all right? So get a real fucking story you respect. We're gonna advance the natural methods. We don't need to lie for none of y'all, all right? We're gonna retreat to the temples from within. Remain learned, okay? Reflect wisely on the myriad and learned ways. You're gonna have to do better than claim that you're valid and y'all fucking with us. Don't even try that shit, all right? So get ready to work and to advance. That's it, man. Brom Duckets.